how they are being stacked. So a lot of things, those exposure was I availed when I was into port operations. So after 4 years, I got an opportunity here in Bharat Mumbai Container Terminals, which is India's largest standalone container terminal as on date, which is located here in Navashiva. So I'm into this organization for last 6.5 years now, whereby I look after the terminal commercials as well as your multimodal sales. When we talk about multimodal sales, it is basically the movement of boxes between various modes of transportation. It may be by road, it may be by rail. So any sort of value-added services that can be provided from terminal to the customers is what I'm currently doing, right? So it is not only, so I have freight forwarding background with port operations, with port commercials. So apart from this, there are also different there are other industries where you can be associated, like your shipping lines, whereby you can go and like once you are placed maybe into in some shipping lines, then or NVOCCs, non-vessel operating common carriers, where you have to go and meet customers and you need to fill your slots in vessels, right? Whenever you are going into any shipping lines, my advice would be to be be very well thorough with all the ports. Geographically you should be very sound, because and not only in geographically, but you should also be aware of which all ports are there, which all container terminals are there. So it becomes easier for you to go and meet the customers and provide them the solutions, right? So when we talk about the shipping lines, they also have this operations. They also have this basically into sales and marketing, as well as you also have this operations part. Whenever you are into operations, again, a lot of back office works are also there, because sales and commercials team, they will just secure the business and they will ask their operations teams in order to handle it. So they are the first point of contact again with the customers in order to get all sort of documents, maybe from the clearing partner or who all are the booking parties, mainly freight forwarders, mainly custom clearances. So they generally lies with them and complete the operations part. Basically, you would have already been aware of this bill of ladings. It plays a very vital role because it's a carrier receipt, and which actually is a very vital document when any of the containers are moved from one country to another country, right? So those kind of and customer service also, there are a lot of scope in available in customer service, whereby you just lies with the direct customers like clearing partners or direct exporters or importers, and you ensure that everything happens very smoothly. This just I'm giving you the overview, like which all industries are there, because you all are be very interested, like once after these 2 years where I'm going to be. So you should be aware like which all industries are already available, what kind of work they do, and which all sectors you all are interested. And it is all upon it depends upon you that where you want to pursue your career with, what interests you actually. So apart from, I think I have covered now shipping lines, because see, there are a lot of shipping lines, and currently I think MSC, Maersk, CMA CGM, Hapag-Lloyd, your ONE, these are all the major shipping lines as on date. So you must be well versed with what are their order books, how many vessels they are currently operating, and who has surpassed whom, what are the different alliances that has been formed recently, right? So those kind of updates, being the upcoming managers in the industry, you should also be aware of. Academically, whatever you are being taught, it is going to be very helpful. It's just a backbone, but how you cultivate upon it by reading a lot of magazines, a lot of industry news, and keep yourself updated on all sort of what actually is happening across the globe. Like you must be aware of all these tariff things, right? So how is it going to impact the international trade. So there are a lot of articles which is being published, and if you just go across the newspapers, or maybe there are a few magazines like Logistic Outlook, like your Container News, Maritime Gateway, India Trade News, Exim News. Like, you try to go through all those magazines just to keep yourself updated, because it is definitely, if you just believe me, if you just maintain this particular habit, you are well apprised with the industry, what is happening in and around. And definitely whenever you're going to come to the trade, so you'll be having those informations handy. No one can fool you around, because you know what is literally happening across the globe. So there are certain things that we could not like practice at that point of time when we were at your age, or maybe when we were in IMU coaching. But definitely this is just my personal, I would say, experience that I've been sharing with you all, so that if you just try to inculcate all these habits, or inculcate this kind of uh, models, it will definitely help you when you are going to be placed, or when you are working in the industry, right? And you must be aware of, like, who all are the NVOCCs, who all are the top leading non-vessel operating carriers. So once like you are aware of those things, so now you know that these are the top 10 NVOCCs. So what is happening with that particular industry? Which all sectors they are mainly competitive? Which all sectors they are currently operating? So what is their competitive edge over other NVOCCs? So once you read all those informations, like from the handy, like it is all handy, if you must be definitely browsing internet and all, so all those informations are readily available. So once you go through, now you know that for this particular MUCC, the Red Sea ports are the main competitive advantage. So it will help you. It will definitely help you. I know you must be very much occupied with your academics right now. You need to clear your semester papers, or all the year without any, back, and with the flying colors. But apart from all these academics, I would definitely recommend you all to go through all those industry news, right? You also have the options of getting into custom clearance and freight forwarding industry. It is very dynamic, it is very challenging, and because I would say, uh, in this entire freight forwarding, let's say if you want to move your shipment from India to, let's say, USA, definitely the cargo would be originating, let's say, in New Delhi. So how that particular container, from where will that exporter get the box? From where, how is it going to complete all the documentation formalities? What is, like, definitely it is ICD Tughlakabad is the main ICD out there in NCR region. So how that particular box will come to gateway port, how that booking is done, how will the customer know that this particular box is going to be loaded onto this particular vessel? What is the transit time? Whether this particular shipping line is competitive as compared to other competitive shipping lines, maybe in terms of transit time, equipment availability. So a lot of things you must need to be apprised with, and you should be having those information handy, right? So this will give you a competitive edge when you are into industry, and it becomes very easier for you to sell whenever you go and meet different customers. Apart from this, you also have this chartering. A lot of my friends, they're also into this chartering industry, although it seems very lucrative, whereby there are different components involved, like time chartering, your voyage chartering, which I think you would be definitely going through your maritime law when you come across that particular subject. So there are a lot of things like time chartering. What is voyage chartering? What is time chartering? Who all are the operators? So how that particular thing is done. So this is also one of the industry that you can definitely join. And definitely maritime law. Any one of you, if you all you're having any law background, so you can pursue your career with your maritime law. So these are different verticals that you can join once you're out from your college, right? Definitely give very much importance to your uh, current academics, and apart from this, keep yourself apprised with what literally is happening across the globe. One second, just I'll just take this call. So sorry, because this was one of the urgent call that I was receiving from my boss, so I have to attend it. Uh, so I think most probably I have given an overview what the entire industry looks like, and once you come out of a college where you are going to be placed, and what all things you just need to do. So from this particular topic, do any of you have any particular questions or any curiosity to know something? So I think I leave this forum to the IMU coaching campus right now.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
So my name is Amal Ravindran. I just did my 45 days internship in JNPA. I
Mhm.
was in the Adam block actually. So the thing we were faced that uh, we didn't have any provision to get into the terminals and see the operations because most of the terminals were like kind of private right now. There is no private terminals for JNPA. So there was kind of restrictions and so much procedures in order to get into the terminals and internship. So can you please brief our juniors about how to get into terminals for internship or the hiring process of PSA especially because I did find PSAs in order to get into PSA it's more difficult. So can you please brief the hiring process in PSA?
So I guess few of your colleagues were doing their internship
Yes,
during.
sir. That's from IMU Chennai, but hardly it's 2 to 3, sir. That's
Okay, okay. See, getting placed in terminals. Definitely, I think last year also, I think from our team has gone and visited Cochin in terms of placement. But the honest feedback that I received personally was there are a lot of things that those topics that I recently covered, like you should be like, example, like there is a container terminal in Kochi, right, which is operated by DP World. How many cranes they're having? Can any one of you just mention how many cranes they're having?
I think, sir, it's 4 to 6, sir.
No, you must be very specific, right? See, every day you are itself in Cochin, and you know that that particular container terminal is being operated by DP World out there, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
you must be see these kind of information you should be apprised of. What is their capacity? How much they are handling? So if your interest area lies uh, to join a port industry, so these are the very basic things which you can easily observe, right? And if you go through their website, you definitely come like with like how many vessels they are being handling. With if you just go and check their berthing report, how many vessels those particular container terminal is handling, and like how many equipments they are currently operating, how many RMQCs they have, how many RM like how many RTGs they are currently having. So these kind of basic informations should be readily available with you, because assuming that PSA has gone for an interview, right? And they ask you these simple questions, but are you updated on it? Now, let's say I'll just ask you one question. What is the container, like, what was the container market in the year 2024? How much volumes were handled from India, combining both import, export, your transshipment and all? Just a basic question. Like we're like you are in India, right? So you must be aware like what is the container throughput of all the container terminals across India? How much JNP is handling? How much Mundra is handling? How much your Chennai is handling? How much Cochin is handling?
So JNP is, I think, about in 24, it's 10 million TEUs, sir.
No, that's you're talking about the capacity.
Yes, sir.
JNP has handled 7.04 million TEUs, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll just apprise you. See, this kind of, we want those candidates who can upfront tell us this sort of information whenever any interviewer going to ask you. There must be, I guess, 30-40 percentage of your entire colleagues who are interested to join port terminal industry. But you just ask a simple question to yourself whether I'm updated about what is literally happening in the industry. We are not expecting like in very details, but what we are expecting just a basic knowledge. How many container terminals do India have? What is the overall export and import market of India? How much containers have been handled in 2024? It is approximately 24 million TEUs. If we combine all the container terminals starting from east to west, the entire throughput would be approximately 24 million TEUs, which includes your import, export, everything, right? So, so once you are like well equipped with all this kind of industry updates, you know what is literally happening. It becomes easier for an organization to hire you. And you are into, see, we take pride in saying that we are from Indian Maritime University. We take pride because there is no competitor, because we know that what we have done, and it is your personal interest that how much you are keeping yourself updated. So let's say in 3 4 terminal operator comes and they ask you simple these 4 5 questions. What is an vessel, like how many types of container vessels are there? What is RMQCs? What is the difference between RMQC and RTGs? What is an RMG? See, these are all the basic questions. If they definitely don't expect a very rocket science from you, but they would definitely look for a candidate who are at least aware of this kind of basic information. So it becomes easier for an or any organization to just handhold the like the to handhold you for quite some time, and they know that you will be taking over. So it's just a sincere advice to everyone, as I've just mentioned, that please keep yourself updated. Whatever your interests are, you're going to pursue your career into logistics, so you should be knowing that who all are the top 10 freight forwarding companies, like Kunenagel, where is their headquarters being located, what all things they do, what was the recent like DSV. There are many like DB Shankar, Kunenagel, your Danco. So those kind of information should be at your fingertips. So it becomes easier for any organization to hire you instantly. And if we come to your question, definitely I think uh, PSA is definitely going to come for placement, because I think last year also they visited, and we are also looking for young um candidates like you, so that like we also have this requirement, and the process is very simple. I think they would be guiding you, but most probably in the interview, whenever any interview happens, so definitely you expect these kind of questions to be asked, whether it's from PSA, whether it's from DPW, whether it's from JMBuxi, like how many port operators are there in India, who is the leading port operator across the globe, how much dues they are being handling. Right now, this kind of I assume that the questions that I have asked, if at all you just go through these particular questions also, it will help you when you sit across any interview when any port terminal operators did to come and visit.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And apart from this, I think I'll take more questions. But apart from this, I would say that there are certain soft skills that you also need to develop, which also plays a very important role. First of all, you should be well versed with the English, and with the local language definitely. And whenever you're planning to come to Mumbai and all, Hindi is one of the most spoken language out here. So you must be well versed with the languages. Second thing is that you should be very resilient. You should have that kind of attitude. Okay, challenges would definitely come. This logistics industry is, it is actually, you cannot avoid challenges when you are into this logistics industry, right? So how you come up with those kind of situations? Procrastination is a no. Develop that particular attitude amongst yourself. Don't procrastinate anything. Take the ownership of the task that you are currently doing. Right now, studying is your main task, right? Clearing all your semesters is a main task. Passing your MBA with a good percentage is definitely going to be one of your main agendas. So you have to prioritize that which all things are important to you at this point of time. Try to make a note. Try to work upon that. What all things, as like assuming I'm just going to pass my MBA after 1 year. So what all things I just need to do? What all things I need to update myself? I need to clear my exams. I need to apprise myself with the regular updates. What is happening in the industry? Any if at all the tariff comes, how is it going to impact India's trade? So you note it down all those relevant points and try to work upon it every day. This will definitely help you. You will just remember me when you come out of your college. And first thing is that always be aware of your competitors. Let's say many of you are being selected in PSA group. Now you should be aware that who are your competitors. You should be aware of it. Like, is DPW my competitors? Is JMBuxi my competitor? So if you're joining any Kunenagel, so now you know that who all are my competitors are. What are their competitive advantages? So you should be very much well apprised with what literally is happening in and around you and what your competitors are doing. Third thing is that you should be a risk taker, definitely, because uh, I would say that without risk, you cannot achieve what you want to achieve. So you have to take a very calculative risk in your life, that whether this particular decision is good for me, based upon your requirements, what you want to achieve. Maybe set yourself a short term and a long term goals. Down the line in 3 particular years, where do I see myself? You ask that particular question to yourself every day. After 5 years, where I want to see myself. So when you interrogate yourself, you'll get your answers. You'll get like what all things that I just need to improvise. So this will definitely help you to take a step ahead to become a very good product when you come out of your curriculum. And third thing is that I would say, like, take the ownership whatever you are doing. If this will definitely help you when you come into the trade. If at all a task has been assigned to you, just ensure that no one can beat you in that particular task that has been assigned to you. When any superior or when any of your seniors are assigning any particular task to you, they expect that that particular job will be done meticulously by you. They have that particular expectation at you. That is how they have awarded this work to you, right? So you just take the full ownership of their particular work and try to give the 100%. If they find, if your seniors, if they find that this particular gentleman was not able to deliver, they will definitely go to some other people, right? That simply happens in the trade also, or any organizations, right? So I think I've covered a lot of things. So I think I leave um, IMU coaching campus to raise any questions which I can address to.
Hello, sir. Sir, I have a three question.
Hmm.
First, what is NOR?
What is
NOR, notice of readiness.
notice of readiness?
Yes, yes. And type of vessels. And what about charters?
Types of vessels and what type of?
Charters.
I think these three particular topics should be covered in your curriculum, right? Okay, I'll just brief you like how many type of container carriers or there are different type of vessels. There are tankers, there are bulkers, there are container vessels, there are LNG vessels, you know. So if you just go to Google and just type that how many type of vessels are there, so it will give you very brief. There are, like, again, if the container vessels are to be segregated, now they have ultra large, very large container carrier, ultra large container carrier, Panamax container carrier, ultra Panamax container carrier. So it is actually segregated based on their carrying capacity. So those kind of informations you will definitely get in your search engine, that's Google, and you can be apprised of. And notice of readiness, I'm like, from where did you get this particular term?
This is, I have also a shipping family. I have
Okay. So where is it being used actually?
my brother. in-
So I think you can just Google it, notice of readiness. So because I haven't come across this word as of now in this my entire tenure. So if there is something, maybe I can just check and I can get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
And charter, regarding your charter, there are different types of charter, like time charter, what is voyage charter. See, let's say you are the owner of a vessel. You are the owner of a vessel, and I'm an agent. I know that this particular customer has some, let's say, 20,000 tonnage of cargo that needs to be moved to Bangladesh. Example. Now I will look after those owners of vessel who can support me with this kind of vessels, who can carry this particular cargo all at once, right? So when I now again when I now it depends upon the owner to give that particular vessel, maybe for a limited period of time or maybe for a particular voyage. Now it depends upon their agreement between your vessel owner and the charterer.
So, hi, good evening. Myself, Gina Francis, doing MBA in Port and Shipping Management, second year. So, since you are an alumni of IMU, I would like to ask you in your practical knowledge, in your practical life, what are skills that you learned in IMU that helped you in your practicality, like in outside world?
See, a lot of skills that I've already covered, that you should have a resilient attitude always.
You learned
Whatever
from
the
IMU.
problems you come across, you should have that courage to overcome that particular challenge, and you come up with that, like out of that particular situation. No one wants problem in life, but everyone is more interested in solutions. Let's say I have assigned you some task, right? You should also come up with some. It's very easy to say no. That any XYZ, any Tom, Dick, Harry can say no. But what is special in you that you come up with some kind of more solutions? You do some like brainstorming sessions. Okay, sir, we cannot do in this particular way. We can try with this particular option. So those kind of attitude will help you when you come into the industry, right? And the second thing is that ownership. If something is assigned to you, take the full responsibility, take the full ownership to deliver. That will give you a competitive edge over other colleagues. Third thing I would say that be aware what literally is happening in and around you. See, when we were in college, for us, our focus was only placement. To be very frank, right? But you ask that particular question to yourself that let's say tomorrow an organization is coming for a placement and they're going to ask me certain relevant questions. Am I prepared for it? Right? So you are into port industry. Sincere advice: go through like how many port terminals, container terminals are there across India, which particular region is handling how much. Maybe if you are not getting those informations across, but there are a lot of I would say in details. Definitely, when you come and join any of the organizations, you'll be getting those throughput numbers every day. But at least an overview. Like let's say out of the entire throughput volumes, that 24 millions, how much western region did handle, how much the southern region did handle, how much region did handle. If at all those eastern ports are there, like your Haldia, your Kolkata, your Visakhapatnam, Chennai, what are the, like, how do they move their cargo? If the shipper is based out of those particular locations, how do they move their cargo to US? Those boxes are being transshipped at Singapore or Port Klang, that's in Malaysia. So how those cargoes are being moved. So at least a brief, not an in-depth knowledge. An in-depth knowledge is not expected out of you at this point of time. But at least if you can just mention that yes, this is the outflow, this is the inflow, these many container terminals are there, and this is how what are their infrastructure capabilities. See, those informations are readily available in the website. See, as of now, if you talk about our terminal, we are having currently 12 cranes plus more 4 cranes that we have got. So total 16 cranes we are having. So similarly, how many container terminals are there? What are infrastructure capabilities they are having? How much throughput they are being handling? So this kind of general information, when you share across with your interviewer, they will be definitely impressed, and you will be having that competitive edge over others.
Noted, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there any further questions or we can wind up the session?
Or if you have any relevant topic, or maybe like a group question or something that everyone is curious of, if it is being like I can deliver on it, I would definitely say throw some light on it. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Myself, myself Abdul Rahman from MBA PSM second year. So I would
MBA.
like to MBA PSM Port and Shipping Management second year.
Okay.
I would like to ask, what are the skill set, like technology based skill set required for the port sector, like the word Excel. Any is there any other type of relevant? We want to excel in that. So yeah.
It's a very good question. I must appreciate that. Very good question. See, this all you must be well versed with Excel, Word, PowerPoint. That's basic as on date. But if any one of you is having that skill over Power BI,
Power BI.
yes,
Okay, sir.
let's say 10
And
candidate. I interviewed, let's say 10 candidate, or any organization interviewed 10 candidates. 10 of you are well versed with Excel. But if a gentleman comes and says that, sir, I'm well versed with Power BI, you know, Power BI is an advanced version of your Excel. So keep yourself also apprised with those kind of latest development like Power BI and data analysis. See, this is one area which is which every container terminal or which any shipping line or which any organization needs. How to play with data. Any management would definitely see they don't have any specific, they don't have any time to go through all the data in details, but they're equally interested to portray that particular data in a proper format, in a meaningful way, what is as per the requirement of the management. It's a very good question, I would say. Now, let's say I'm having like a entire sheet, right? This is my import, this is my export, this is my TP based on the container numbers. I have the data, but what I'm going to do with the data? And any managing director or any CEO of a company, they don't have time to go through that particular data in detail. But what they expect out of their inline managers or their subordinates is, okay, you give me a summary out of this data, that what did you analyze? That's a whether who is the shipping line who is contributing us more in terms of exports or in terms of imports, in terms of empties, in terms of transshipment, whether we are which is the shipping line that is not performing. I'm interested. Let's say I'm operating a terminal, I would like to know that which all services I have, which all services are performing in terms of move counts that has been allotted to them. What is their import export ratio? What is their empties ratio? What do they do with their empties? Whether they just ship it back to China, whether they are going to move those empties from here to some other locations, are they doing some kind of real movement? you know so if you come up with some a report kind of a thing or a presentation or a PowerPoint presentation that, see sir, these are the top 10 shipping lines, these are top fives, they're the leading performers, and these five they're not performing, right? And this is the area where they are lagging behind. So now a CEO of an organization, he is aware, okay, I have to touch base with these five non-performers. I have to go and have a word with them that, see, look, buddy, why don't you increase your throughput? Because it is ultimately impacting my terminal's volume. So I would say be well versed, each and every one of you listening out there. Try to see, these are all, you can have these Udemy courses also, right? Online, a lot of YouTube videos are there. A lot
So,
of skills can be developed, like your Power BI, your data analysis, these two areas basically, because anyone in the industry, they will say that I'm very much well versed with Excel, PowerPoint. There are a lot of things which many individuals won't be knowing it. But if you're having that competitive edge over others, that okay, I'm well versed with Python, sir. You give me a data, you give me a set of questions, I'll work it upon it, and I can deliver you within 1 hour time as per your requirements. So, buddy, you will be selected. There is no second thought to it.
thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's time to wind up the session. I welcome Gina for the vote of thanks.
So good evening, everyone present here. It is my great honor to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Indian Maritime University. First and foremost, a heartfelt thank you, Mr. Solomon Das, Deputy Manager, Multimodal PSA Mumbai, and a proud alumnus of IMU for joining us today.
Thank you.
So your session was truly insightful. Your journey from classrooms of IMU to your current role at PSA Mumbai is deeply inspiring. The way you connected real-world multimodal logistics with your academic foundation has not only enlightened us, but also motivated every student in this hall. We are especially proud to see an alumnus like you giving back to the next generation of maritime professionals. Your words were not just informative, but also encouraging. Thank you once again for your time, your wisdom, and your continued support to IMU.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.